welcome back to another episode of Kai Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about a juicy wine.
Hey, nah. Respectfully, no. No one just come make you like you're not bad on camp. I would say that name for the rest of my life, bro.
Say now, but it's blue now. Yeah, come on and talk with mine now. And our angles look great now. And everything's gonna change now. Let's talk.
Welcome back to another episode of Kai Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about a juicy topic, yo, because this topic be breaking friendships, okay? Worse than Uno. This episode is all about, the debate of Apple versus Android. But before we get started, I'm just going to go around and have everybody introduce themselves.
What's good, guys? My name is Danny. My reputation precedes me, hopefully at this point.
Last time I didn't know you. That's it. But if they really don't know you this time.
You're about to find out, bro.
I'm D. I don't know what I was supposed to say.
Hey everybody, my name's Aurelie. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man, it's Laurance, Dewey, man, the big.
Alright, so like I was saying, today we're gonna be talking about Apple versus Android. Okay, personally, y'all gonna see where I stand for this one, but I already said I'm Apple. I'm Apple all the way, and that's what it's gonna be. That's that.
Nice. I was waiting to see how you're gonna end that intro, bro. I was so weird, bro. Personally, I'm all the way. That's. Oh no, you can call liking OD. This is controversial amongst friend groups. Many people have once been in both camps, and there seems to already be a national and international consensus. So it's pretty much me versus everybody, bro. Essentially.
You're really
You're the only one who wants to.
I'll play devil's advocate here and there for you, Danny.
Devil's advocate. See, why does Android have to be the devil, bro? This is what I'm trying to say. Let's get everybody's initial thought process on Android. What y'all think about it?
It's a no for me, dog. Respectfully. And the reason why, but I want to start off by saying I have been with both, so don't think my opinion is biased. Cause I done both. I was Android for 10 years. I got my first iPhone back in like 2018 when I graduated high school. So I've been Android for a little bit. But at the end of the day, Apple is just, I'm just trying to flex my little iPhone 13 here. But
an iPhone, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that into the thing. She had to take out a whole mortgage, bro, just to get that phone, bro.
Hold on. How do I turn this off? I just feel like Apple products are just like iPhones. No, you cannot say nothing about iPhones that will make me like switch over to Androids. Like that's just not gonna work like that.
I agree. It just doesn't do it for me. I used to have an Android back in middle school, and it wasn't like bad or anything. Like I still enjoyed my phone because it's like it was a phone at the time to me. But number one, the emojis, embarrassing. Never again. Like it just doesn't look right. Every time I text it just didn't look right. The green message when everyone else's message was blue. Bruh.
These arguments are so stupid, but moving on, bro.
No.
All right.
No.
Nothing to do with phone performance. Bro, those green bubbles, bro. Oh my God. Like, shut up, bro.
But
respectfully,
no, listen.
bro.
Apple, right? Apple products, when you're in a group chat with an Android, you can't even see half the emojis if you're an Android. It's just some things you just...
Wrong emojis. It straight up be the wrong emoji because why on my phone it's a star and your phone it's like a heart? How does that work? That does not work
You got
at all.
lacking in multiple
Android
situations, bro. Caught sending hearts to the wrong person.
The quality on Apple will always do it for me.
Camera quality you're
the
talking
quality
about?
on Android literally looks like a static TV. Like, no.
No, but they
Yeah, I love this because I got a whole thing prepared, but it's all good. Keep talking. Keep talking, bro.
Here we go. I agree with Kai, like, there's nothing you can say that will change my mind about Apple. Like I'm Apple all the way. I always will be.
Yeah.
Aurelie, you just said yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
More of the same stuff, bro. More of the same nonsense.
I have to agree with Kai and D because the emojis on Apple, they look way crispy than
crispy, bro.
Than on Android.
What in the adjective? What in the adjective?
Yes, crispy.
I'm sorry, grammar police. I'm sorry.
Grammar who? Wait, repeat that.
I said grammar police. Is that
my fault? My fault. No, you're right. Continue.
Yeah.
You thought she said grandma?
I thought she said grandma.
I know
bro.
he thought he said
grammar.
Right. He thought he was gonna say something.
I didn't say, bro. All right, finish your opinion, bro.
And I also like how on Apple you can connect to multiple devices. I like how I can text on my iPad, or if I have a MacBook, I can text on the app. And yeah, I don't know, everything just goes together. But if you have an Android, it's weird. Like if somebody has Android, like has a AirPods with the Android, it looks funny because they don't go together. But Apple is just everything is in order. That's it.
So for me, I would say I'm more on Apple side than Android for various reasons. Due to its performance-wise, it's just easier and better for me to use. And most people around me have an Apple device, have an iPhone, so therefore it make more sense to get an iPhone than an Android. When you're in a group, right, and they're taking a photo, right, and then they're about to send it, they're airdropping it. Bro, you're for sure getting the picture last just because you don't have an iPhone.
That's facts.
Literally, you're not getting the photo. No one's sending it with the photo one by one to everyone. They airdrop, and that's it. It makes it easier. It makes life easier. So that's why I just went to Apple first. I lived off my mom's phone, which was an Android. I didn't have my own phone until like high school, freshman year, which was a 5S. Quality is better than the actual Android performance.
That's debatable. I have a lot of questions because when people say they've been in the Android camp, half the time it's not true. Number one, Apple is a hardware and software company. So you're using an iPhone 13. But a lot of these bums out here saying, I was an Android. They had a $2 Android phone that they got off of Metro PCS. So that's not a fair comparison. Because I know now you could just drop at least 2 bands on her new iPhone. And she didn't give the Android a chance. She spent $20 on that job.
I did.
How much money was your old Android?
Like 50.
All right. So what do you expect for $50 then? Like you expect it to be as good?
Hey, no, but actually that was my first Android. But my actual good Android phone, I remember I was working at MGH and I brought it was my first paycheck. I was like, yo, I'm a splurge. And I bought my phone. It was like $470. I remember that. And it was an Axon 7. If you literally, that's what it was. It was an Axon 7 ZTE. Anymore, bro. And I was like,
ZTE? That was just a bad purchase decision then. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. ZTE, bro.
The camera's actually, bro. The camera's actually really good. That's what I'm trying to let y'all know. Like, the
Are you sure? Are you sure?
A lot of people say that Android quality is terrible. To be fair, you have to compare the best Android to the best Apple, not a crappy $50 Android to the best Apple. That's not a fair comparison. Because Android just makes software for a bunch of different like phone companies. This guy did like this survey, like 1 million people. He's like an influencer, and he put like a bunch of different phone brands up and took the same picture. And most people cannot even tell the difference if you're just talking about camera quality. But I will say, Apple does a thing really well of connecting all the devices. I'm not saying Apple is bad. I'm just saying the Android hate is a bit too much. Like, there's no reason to hate on people who use Android. Like, because what a lot of people do is they buy and it's valid. You buy a phone to keep you for a little bit. So you buy a cheap phone. And then you say, oh, this is a cheap phone. And obviously, you can compare that to a great phone, iPhone, for more than $1,000. It's going to be better. But I don't know. That's my opinion. I think it's 50-50. So it's your preference.
Let me tell you something. To be honest, though, I'm Apple, but like, I have seen some good Android phones with like actually good quality cameras. I just think that Apple has a smoother way of doing things when it comes to the whole entire display and how you get my apps and D, what's going on in your house? But like I was saying though, I've actually seen phones, like Android phones that have, like I've seen a Samsung that had a good quality, I ain't gonna lie. And the Pixel, the Google Pixel,
Yeah.
the new ones, they actually have pretty good quality. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna tell me that it's gonna look better than the iPhone, because it don't. It literally does not. It doesn't.
What do you mean by look better? Like design wise or like
I think
UI?
design wise, because have you seen the Samsung S22, bro? They have the cameras going this way, bro. I'm like, there's no way I need to be looking at it. Like, it was going this way. That was terribly ugly. I know we made fun.
It was true.
Thing is, if Apple did that, you would not have cared really. Because when it
I would have
looked
cared.
like that, no, hold on.
Bro.
When it first came out and looked like that, there was a lot of controversy looking. They said spiders and everything, bro. But as it progressed, everyone got used to it. That's the same thing. If Apple changes it to that, you guys will be fine with it, guaranteed.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like I wouldn't be fine with it though, because even this one, like my phone, I'm like, okay, this is enough. Like those two are enough. But like even for the the Pro with like the 3 cameras, like anything above that, I'm just like, all right, that's too much.
Okay.
So, it's a minimum.
Kai will spend her entire life savings on
Right.
Yo, I'm just saying. I'm saying this, right? I've done a lot of research on it. Apple has the highest loyalty rate of any company. So people will buy the new iPhone regardless if that thing is made of like cotton, bro. That thing could be made of, and people will buy it because it's Apple. It's a luxury brand, and I respect it. I'm an iPhone user as well, by the way. I like Apple because I used to be an Android, so I like it. I think there's a lot of things Apple does better than Android. But I'm just trying to defend the Android users because I used to be one, and there's no reason for Android users to get any hate. Because at the end of the day, Android users are more free than Apple users to make their decisions. Like that's what I think.
What does that mean?
What do you mean by
I'm saying this, right? Let's say like if you wanted to buy headphones, where's the first place you're gonna look, bro? You're gonna look at the AirPods. If you want to buy a laptop, the first place you're gonna look is a MacBook. If you want to buy any type of tech product, you're gonna look at Apple first because it works better with your phone.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have a Samsung. I have 2 laptops. I have the MacBook and I have my Samsung, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I always go to my Samsung because that's what I like. There's a lot on the MacBook that they don't make sense.
I feel like
I'm saying there are different products that I like for different things and reasons. Like for the phone, iPhone. For the laptop, I gotta give it to Sam. Like I gotta give it to what do you call the
Windows?
Microsoft?
Yeah, I gotta give it to Microsoft.
I agree with her. When it comes to the like for example, like for school, right? Like we use like Word document, like Word, Google Docs, and all that. Microsoft is just better. It's compatible with all of those. Versus Apple is more Apple based. Like you need your Apple ID and stuff like that. Like you can still connect your Gmail and stuff, but like it's just easier to use Microsoft, like a Microsoft computer with the things that you need it to be used for. Like it's just the MacBook is like some people have it just because most people just are just going along with the Apple products like AirPods, phone, watch, and then you just have the MacBook. But like personally, me, I wouldn't get a MacBook. Like I have AirPods, yes, I have the Apple phone and stuff. But for computer wise, I'd rather go to Microsoft because I feel like it's just easier and more compatible with whatever I'm gonna do with it versus the MacBook.
I think my point was just like Apple can do whatever they want with their phone, and honestly, most people wouldn't switch. Which is actually really impressive for a company. As a company, that's what you want. That high loyalty rating. I think they ripped out, bro. Remember they ripped out the headphone jack? Everyone's like, okay, cool. Like everybody made fun of it for a couple of days, right? But all of a sudden it's mad chill, right? You know they used to put headphones in their box. They don't even put a charger in their box anymore, bro. Everybody's mad chill with that, bro. So I'm just saying, like, people who say, if they change the design, like you would still buy the iPhone, bro. You'd find a way to make it look. I was like, low key, it kind of looks nice all of a sudden because it's Apple. I think Apple just frames their product.
If I could get a cute case, make it look a little nicer.
See, bro.
I'm gonna do that.
No, I just that headphone jack thing. It just messed up everyone because it's like, bruh, like everyone had wires at the time. So then when you took out the headphone jack, it was like now you have to get like an adapter to plug into the headphone.
But that was a psychology trick because they're like, nobody's gonna want to buy the adapter, or like not even if you do, like you're probably gonna have to buy one in the very next few months to come. That was their way of like letting you know, hey, get the AirPods because you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like Apple is very smart, tactical with what it be doing. Like it really, and I love it. I know exactly what they're doing, but I love it, bro. I know they want me to buy their products, and I will buy their products. Like
advertisements elite. Well, lately they've been making their phones have been getting a lot better. I will say, like I'm about to say a bunch of stuff that mad people won't understand, but they have a high refresh rate screen. It's like 120 hertz now. It used to be 60 hertz. Nobody knows the difference, but that makes a big difference for me. 120 hertz is a huge improvement. They have a new M1 chip, which is wicked fast. I'm saying, like, I think Apple makes good products. I just think,
so why
it's
are
the
you
most.
Android though?
I think for me, it's mostly the social aspect, the social aspect of Apple. It's not the product. It's like the vibe around like people who have Apple use. Like, I don't see why it has to be an argument. Actually, I don't see why everybody cannot just make their own decision independently without getting mad hate from Apple users. That's my issue.
Because you know
my issue is people who are Apple users and all they say, bro, yo, your phone, your pictures look like a static television. Like that makes no sense. That actually doesn't make any sense. Respectfully, bro, that's a very sad argument.
Quality does not look the same sometimes. It looks bad. Like,
but you know,
it looks bad.
But you know why it looks bad on social media though? Because again, Android doesn't make phones. Android makes software. And different companies use Android on their phone. So let's say you have a terrible company, they can just buy Android software and put it on their phone. What happens, a lot of people take their terrible phones, take pictures of it, and post it to the internet, and people think, oh, now Android takes terrible photos. When Android doesn't make any cameras, they're just their software. Just like iOS is the software for Apple. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And also, social media companies, because they know most people have iPhones, they optimize their software for Apple and not for Android. Because Android is on so many different phones, they don't have time to like optimize it for each phone. They just optimize it for iPhone. So you're right in a sense. Like when you see a posted picture or video, iPhone quality will look better, but it's not because of the phone of the Android user. It's because the software that you're looking at it through. Like if you look at it on their phone and on TikTok, it's like completely different, the quality. I think in terms of like at the top of their game, like Android and Apple, I think the performance is the same in terms of like fluidity, but I do agree that Apple does have a better UI, like user interface, like just the flow of the home page and all that. Android.
Yeah, you got a new phone?
I've been have that phone, bro.
He was gonna say he had it for a minute.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, what's UI?
UI means user interface. So like the way your screen moves, like the home page, like the way the apps look, the color art, like all that. I think Apple has a better design than Android. Android's kind of like Android's for people who care about pure numbers, like performance-wise, like latency and all that. But if you're just and then that's like I think it's more of a social conversation than a tech conversation. Like if all your friends have Apple, it's extremely inconvenient to have an Android. But then again, I know a lot of friend groups that have all Android. And if you're in that group, it's extremely convenient to have an Apple. So it's like, unfortunately, it depends on like, and I know it's not a lot of friend groups that y'all know, because all you guys, you don't befriend anybody as an Android, obviously. But like, I know.
I'm not part of that group, man. I befriend anybody.
Nah.
Like, it doesn't matter about the phone. It's just have an
I will
Android.
befriend you. Just don't pull out your phone in public. That's all. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Respectfully, bro. Don't pull up with the Android in public.
That's wild.
Wow.
Like I remember when I had an Android, bro, like beginning of quarantine, bro, people were really trying to tell me to get an iPhone for the stupidest reasons. I'm not about to spend a band for blue bubbles, bro. Like, you don't understand what I mean?
Okay.
Like if I were to buy an iPhone, it'd be because of other features. There's other my problem isn't that Apple may very well be a better phone. That's not really my argument. My argument is that people don't even know really what they're buying. And so when they're arguing or trying to convince you to buy the Apple product, they're giving you reasons that are like super like shallow reasons to buy anything. Like, do you ever buy like, I don't know, before you make a purchase decision, you always have to think about what you're buying, right? People were telling me to buy an iPhone so I can go on FaceTime, so I could play iMessage games and so I could see blue bubbles, bro. When I got an iPhone, I realized I don't even like the iPhone for those reasons. I like them for separate reasons. So like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the reasons why people,
welcome.
if you're trying to tell your friend to get an iPhone or convince your friend to buy something, get them legitimate reasons. Like, tell them actual features that are like more than just blue bubbles. Like, that's such a stupid reason. People used to be dead serious and be like, yo, you have to get an iPhone because right now I'm tired of the group chat having green bubbles. I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. Like, I don't care. I do not care.
Android, listen, they be getting left out group chat. Let me tell you this one story. I was sitting in my AP Calc class senior year, and we had made a group chat so we could, work on some homework together and stuff like that.
Right. Not sending anything.
Everybody, there was 15 students in that class. One student had Android. You know who was that one student? It was me. And somebody mad loud in the back of the class said, yo, who has the Android phone? Take her out. And I'm like, that was my first time. That was the first time I was like, nah, I gotta get an iPhone. And after that, I ain't never been out. You know what I mean? Like, they kicked me out the group chat though.
That's
I had to do homework by myself, but that's okay.
When you have a group chat, you can't necessarily it's restricted because one, you can't name it, and when you have multiple messages on your phone coming up each time, you have to search for that specific group chat because one, you just can't find it because there's no name, so you don't know. It just mingles in all the chats that you have. Two, there's just the green bubble as well. When you actually react to something, it does it weirdly. So there's that too. It's the small things that matter. Remember, that saying, the little things that matter. It's just the little things, not the big things. Okay, small things.
That's what I'm trying to say though, right? I completely agree with you. I'm saying that the reason why a lot of people consider Apple is better is not because the phone is better. It's just because it's more convenient. I'm just talking about phone to phone. The best of each are pretty much the same in terms of performance. The thing that puts Apple ahead is just the convenience. And to your point, who created those issues? Who created the issue of like when you send a message? It's all subliminal. Like Apple's so good at advertising. That's literally advertising through their software. You don't think Apple could have coded it up simple so that you could send chats and you can name the messages with Android? They could do that. They choose not to. Or why when you like a message, they do it in parentheses and it's mad awkward. They can do that, but they choose not to, bro.
Let me tell you something.
That's a decision by Apple. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was texting Junior and I had hearted a message and he was like, oh shoot, like it appears as like an actual notification on his phone. Like not as a notification, but it appears as it would appear like on our phones if somebody like that had an iPhone hearted a message, like straight up. So Android is stepping up the game. Like it's following Apple. I'm just saying, because now why can they react to messages and it looks like somebody from like that has an iPhone is texting me straight up, like. So, what I mean? I think Android is learning a couple tricks from the old dog.
The old
Apple,
dog?
The
old dog is definitely not Android. Apple came out in 2007, but whatever.
Yeah, it was Android that was here. Android was actually top tier. Apple was actually
What's saying you teach an old dog new tricks? Well, the old dog is learning new tricks. How about that? Yeah. Remember the flip phones, the Nokia, those things?
Nah, bro, we're not as old as you, bro. Respectfully, you're mad old.
I said our parents. Our parents.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay, Nika. It was you, bro.
You mean your ancestors?
I had a track phone. It was so
really?
Cute.
Nika is the ancestor. I'll play it. But like, all I'm trying to say is that all the issues that people talk about Android are usually created by Apple. Apple chooses to be exclusive with their features, which is why Androids are worse, just because they're not compatible with iPhone. And I agree, like, for the most part, you want to be the whole point of having a phone is to communicate. So if one phone is making it harder for you to communicate with most of your friend group and family, then that's not the phone for you, obviously. But the Android, this is the Android hate needs to stop. Bro. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, there's no reason for somebody to have to switch a decision that they like just so that everybody else can be happy.
I feel like with Android, you can have an iMessage group chat. I really like the fact that on Apple, you can play iMessage games. Like, you know how many like people I just be hitting up to play iMessage games because like why not? But like if it's in a group chat and that one person has an Android, you can't do that. Or like even that group chat itself, you're most likely gonna have to go on WhatsApp. And it's like, what if I don't want to go on WhatsApp that day? I just want to text you from my regular messages.
So that warrants you.
That's
That
why I
warrants
like
that. So that either. Okay, that's a good reason I like Apple, but that doesn't warrant anybody from like switch. Like
But
switch.
Kenny, you know what? We see two by style. You still haven't given me one reason as to why Android is Android. Like I swear, like you have not convinced me to buy an Android. But
My job isn't to convince you to. Bro.
No. Because we convinced you. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like we've been telling you the reasons why we like Apple.
Why? Oh, so you're asking me why I like Android?
Yeah, go ahead.
I like Android personally because it's just it's a faster phone. Like on paper, it's just a faster phone. And again, like I don't like talking about this part too much because everybody looks at me funny every time I say these numbers. But essentially, like top end Androids have like bleeding edge technology, like 64 gigabytes of RAM. Like the Snapdragon 728 is like one of the greatest chips out there, right? Like it's just like a really powerful machine. You can do anything you want. In addition to that, you can do more on an Android in terms of applications. Like if you're into downloading different apps, iPhone is very constricted on what they allow on App Store. Android is more like, hey, this is your machine. You can customize it and download whatever you want. And I like that. Like I don't like the fact that I can't have everything on the iPhone that I can have on the Android.
Unless
Also,
you your phone.
what happened?
I think that's why I would
What?
get an Android computer instead of a MacBook
What?
because you can download more.
Yeah, that's true. I said unless you jailbreak your phone.
Jailbreak your phone.
What's that mean?
You can jailbreak an iPhone.
What
Yeah,
does
that's what I'm
jailbreak
saying.
mean?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You hack into the system and you switch things up. Fancy word.
But nobody's gonna do that on an iPhone, bro. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
Actually, Junior
I've done it.
Junior-
Nobody except.
Junior actually
Sorry.
jailbroke his he had like an iPod and he wanted to do different things with it, so he was like, yeah, I'm gonna jailbreak this, and he did, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wait, so you
Oh,
hack
yeah.
into the system to change it?
Huh?
I don't know.
D, what'd you say?
When you jailbreak, you hack into the system to change something?
Right,
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Essentially what it is. But my point is like, I don't know. I like the fact that Android and Google's much better integrated. I hate Safari with a burning passion. Anybody who thinks Safari is better than Google is
Nah,
absolutely
I'm with you on that.
sick in the head, bro.
Google
Saf-
will always be great.
And Google Assistant is better than Siri by like
I mean, yeah,
eons.
it's better than Siri, but Safari and Google, I say them the same because literally Safari literally uses Google, so it's the same thing.
Right. I don't.
Personally,
I don't have
the
preference
features
with
I get on
Safari.
Google, I just like
Like what?
Google much more.
What feature?
No,
So how you gonna go on Safari?
Features do you get on Google that you don't get on Safari, which is
How you gonna go on Safari and just type in www.google.com? Like, no, like just get
Not
Google.
even that. Not even that. You literally search whatever and it literally pops up Google. So please tell me what things do you not get from.
When you have
Anyways,
the when you have the
Google
app,
has my heart.
when you have the
Google
app,
always-
when you have the Google app, it's more integrated to your other features like calendar features, just more
Okay.
personal things. So you can like, I don't know, like it saves it onto your phone. Like Google app has a lot of features. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I just know that when I was using
My favorite
Android,
one
I really
when I was
enjoyed
back
using
in
Google Assistant.
Yeah, my favorite one when I was back in high school, because I used to have to take the public transportation. It would let me know like, hey, this train is running a little late today, so you might want to get on this one. And I'm like, hey, yeah. And I used to love that because that worked with my lifestyle. But I do see what you mean about Google. Like, it's just so much better.
And I think, Siri, you ask like how many miles away from the sun is the Earth. It shows you a bunch of articles about the Earth. Like, just give me the answer, bro. But that's one thing. I mean, that's not a reason people buy phones. But like, I'm just saying, like, it's a preference, and everybody has their preference. And at the top of their game, they're so close that like, not one is like better than the other, but it's what's better for you in your situation. Like, and again, it comes to your family. If most of your family and friends have an Android and you're choosing what to buy, I think it's better to go with what most people in your demographic has, just because that's what's gonna click more. If you have an iPhone like friend group or vibe, then don't try, like, people try to be different. Like, just go with what the flow is, because at the end of the day, both of them are really good phones, in my opinion. And my dad had an Android for a long time, but then he switched to iPhone 6 a long time ago. I kept with the Android, and then he got me a free one, so I got this one. And I like it.
What iPhone is it?
It's iPhone 12.
You didn't start where I start, because you gotta leave the
Nah,
Android.
bro.
You You gotta start down with the iPhone 6. That's where you gotta start. That's
No,
why
no,
you gotta be
No,
humble.
you started with the iPhone 6 because you got it in 2013, bro. You're an old head. That's why you started with the
2018.
That's why you started with the iPhone 6.
Then, you go up to the iPhone 7. Now, I skipped a couple generations. I went from the iPhone 7, I went to the 13 Pro Max. But you gotta start humble. You can't just have an Android and have a 12.
Not that I started humble.
You don't.
You said you just went from iPhone 7 to 13.
I love how she
No.
emphasized
And she was
iPhone
flexing her
13
13
Pro
Pro
Max.
You have to say that every time, bro. Because she's spending.
Right. The
You
worst
are
thing
slow.
Worst thing is, the person can have Apple as well. The moment she says you hear any other number but 13 Pro Max, once she hears, if it's not 13
bro,
Pro Max, it's not it, bro. That's how high she is. Like, bring yourself down right here, okay? Down here.
Like,
Relax.
she went from, I had the iPhone 6, 7, then 13. What happened to 8? What happened to 8?
That's crazy.
iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 6.
Let's be honest. The iPhone 8 and 9 are the most irrelevant pieces of technology.
iPhone 9?
There is no 9.
I think they skipped the 9 too.
They skipped the 9 and went to
Don't
8.
all phone
They went to
companies
10.
do that? They skip 9 for some reason.
What's what?
I have a question. Why is Samsung on S22? How did they get to 22?
They just wanted to make it after the year.
That's how they do it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I think they just wanted to. Also, bro, Derlande.
Derlande, bro.
She's always lost. Yeah.
Like, I literally
Don't
just
do
didn't
her.
get what she said. What was said.
That's tough. Well, anyway, I'm playing.
No,
I
you
think-
can continue. You don't have to explain.
Also, the S22 Ultra has a bigger screen. Actually, I'm a big phone person as well. I like bigger screens, so like that would be the reason I get it.
Bro, I need a tablet in my pocket, bro.
Alright, bro. It's not a whole tablet. You can chill out.
Yo, anything bigger than
They be
like
looking
6-inch
that
screen, bro,
small.
doesn't need to be that huge, bro. I work in areas where if my phone touches something, it's gonna shatter, bro. If it's bigger, it's more fragile to break, bro. So if I drop
Well, I mean
it,
see, and that's why they have so many different sizes. Does Android have different sizes?
Yes,
The iPhone when it comes out,
Yeah, they
it
do.
has all these,
They do have different sizes.
minis. They do. Shh, don't say that though.
They do.
They have the mini, then they have the regular.
Mini has like a 2-hour battery life, but whatever. Continue.
Yo, this battery is
The mini, I'm sorry, the
want me to
mini
brag.
has.
I'm about the mini.
And remember, after 4 years, your battery's gonna start acting out, bro. After 4 years, bro.
You mean a year, bro.
After 1 year, yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo. I respect Apple, but like the Android battery problem is such a meme, bro. I remember like people on the iPhone 7, bro, like they'd be at 30%. 2 minutes later, yo, can I get a charger real quick, bro? Like, what am I watching? My dad had an iPhone. When my dad got the iPhone 6, I remember like, bro, his yo, I don't know, maybe it was the indicator is incorrect, but this dude would be at 1% for 3 years and he'd be at 90% for 2 minutes. Like, I don't understand how that worked. That's actually tough. And I read an article about how Apple actually slows down their older phones to keep up with the new software. But let's be honest here. The slower your phone gets, the more you're gonna want to upgrade. So like,
That's they admitted to it though. Like,
yeah,
a
they
while
admitted to it.
ago.
Like,
Yeah, and they got lawsuit for it, but they still do it anyway.
yeah, because again, the loyalty rate is so high, they can do whatever they want at this point, bro.
I feel like it's good business too, because if they kept bringing stuff up and your phone still acted the same way as it did when you got it, like you'd be like, oh, I'm chilling then. But if they slow it down and you see your phone's acting up, you're like, trip to Apple Store.
But who is that good for? You or Apple?
I feel like it's a,
It's a win-win. You lose all your money,
It's a
they get
win-win.
money. I mean, I feel like brand creates like Nike. When you look at all these other brands, like the way we perceive brands has like a big impact on what we think. Like there's a lot of placebo going around of what's better quality. You know what I mean? But hey, that's what I think. But yeah. For example, like, bro, who's giving a disco in your house right now, Dylan? Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Y'all bully Derlande so much, bro. Like, why you do that?
No, but like she was literally sitting there like
nothing was happening. Like, yeah, we can hear, bro. And Kai, they could put the camera on the bottom, bro, and you find a way to like that phone. That's my point, bro. You'd be like, low key aesthetic. Like that's what everybody would be posting on IG, bro. Like I'm telling you. oh wow, look how Apple's so innovative. They're putting the camera on the front of the screen this time. There's no back camera. Like, yo, it could be a piece of metal, bro. As long as it has the Apple logo, bro, people will buy that shit.
Aren't they trying to make their like a flip phone soon anyway? Like, what?
Yeah, the iPhone 13 might be what's it called?
iPhone 14?
iPhone 14 or 15 might be what's it called? You know those new types of phones?
Yeah.
Where the screen folds? It might be a foldable.
This is irrelevant. I thought that Tom Brady went back to NFL.
What?
Just
This dude spent 2 days with his kids, and he said, "Nah,
Men saw
I'm going back to the
Ronaldo play.
league."
All he did was saw Cristiano Ronaldo play, and then he was like, "Oh, I gotta go back."
Word, because he went to a game with Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo played well.
I was like, I just saw this post about you retiring with all his rings on his fingers, and then I hear, oh, he's back. I'm like, dude, if you wanted attention, just say that. Like,
literally, like a whole paragraph for it to be like, oh, I can't leave the field. Like my like, no, bro, you have 10,000
Dude sent
kids and a
whole
wife.
email,
Go
like
take care of them.
he had a whole resignation letter.
Exactly.
But I think he's having his Michael Jordan moment now, because Michael Jordan.
how do people having money, bro? That's crazy.
You wish that was you, bro?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you spend all your money on the iPhone, bro. Got no money. You're living off ramen noodles right now, bro.
I really am. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in for another episode of Kite Talks, Apple versus Android debate. As you know, there will be more episodes coming out, but as for today, we're all done. Jazz hands, everybody. All right, bye, y'all.
See y'all.
Say now, but I speak now. Yeah, come on and talk with mine now. And our fingers look great now. And everything's gonna change now.